Hey everyone, it's Maria from Creative Grids, and we are thrilled to bring to you a new designer that is designed a ruler for us here, Mariana. And I've had so much fun working with her. She has got a great concept for her designs, making it easy and fun to sew together some kind of complicated shapes. So she also works with her daughter, Sabrina. So meet Sabrina as well. So between the three of us, Mariana's going to give you a little demonstration and tell you a little bit about herself and this ruler. And we have a whole hour to talk, so you don't have to rush. And you don't have to fill the hour, but we also have some samples we want to share with you. And for those that are watching in the crowd, if you've got any questions, don't hesitate to ask. And I'm thrilled to see everyone. So welcome, and welcome to Creative Grids.
Thank you.
So tell me about the ruler.
Thank you so much for being here. The ruler is born from the need for something simple. I mean, we all know and have other rulers that can cut hexagons and the like, but especially if you are a newer quilter, they can feel a bit overwhelmed. So many lines and so many shapes. So I wanted to do like an introduction to the new shapes. So we decided to do a hexagon, but we didn't want to be too simple. So it has a 60-degree triangle, a half hexagon, and also a diamond.
All on the same one.
And the cool thing is that you can identify each shape just looking at them, because you have the name written and even the diamond. You know it's not like that because this is how you can read the word perfectly. So that's how it needs to go. And the cool thing is that once you are cutting your shape, you are cutting at the same time. So when you get to sew your pieces together, they're not guessing the quarter inch, it's just there already, so everything is gonna line up together. And the ruler comes with the instructions. Oop. You have them
We
somewhere?
popped this off the table. Give me 1 second to
Okay.
hook you back on there. It's a little complicated when we're not in the studio. We don't have as much control over sound.
But the ruler comes with the instructions and a QR code that you can scan, and it takes you to the website to see the video in action. But also, if you get any of my companion patterns, the instructions are inside, so you can have everything in one place. You don't need to be, around looking for other stuff.
So it comes wrapped. However, if you lose them, a lot of people don't know that you just email Creative Grids. We have them on our website. And if you have trouble downloading something, I'm the one on the other end, and I totally get that. So I can send you that PDF directly. I've even mailed, with a stamp on the envelope kind of thing to some ladies because they just don't get the computer stuff. So those instructions are always available, even if you spill coffee on them or lose them or a friend took them by accident or whatever. But there's a QR code on there. Otherwise, just go to Creative Grids and look for hexagons.
Yay!
And there it'll be.
You have one of the patterns here?
I have them, yes. You want Hexie bench? Or tree?
Well, so if you have the patterns, you also get the instructions full color inside, so you can, and then every step is with the ruler, so you know how to cut and put together everything. So you have them right there.
Which a lot of pattern makers don't do that with the Creative Grids. A lot of them will say, refer to the instructions that came with your ruler. But with hers, you get the whole thing again, which I think is great. Very helpful.
Okay, now to the fun part.
Some show and tell.
Yeah. So, all the shapes you can cut from strips also.
Strips maybe striped, all of that stuff.
And the 4.5, the hexagon, you can cut from 4.5-inch strips and yardage. If you cut from a fat quarter, you get 4 strips. If it's a fat 8, it's 2 strips. And you can also cut from layer 10-inch squares.
Right.
So,
which some of your patterns call for those.
Yes. And then you are always going to start on the right side if you are right-handed. And you align top and bottom of the hexie, no much thinking there. And then if you have the mat, just rotate it, but if you don't, just turn that, and it's the only time you have to move it. And then again, it says hexagon. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. And then you got, move a little, and then again, keep cutting down the strip. Then the other 3 shapes are from 2.5-inch strips, so they're all jelly roll or 2.5 strips friendly.
Yep.
And
which we have rulers for those too.
and then if you have fat quarters, you can get 7 strips from a fat strip. Again,
It's always handy to know when you're figuring yardage. Like say her pattern calls for something, but you want to use fat quarters. Or maybe it calls for fat quarters, but you want to use yardage. So knowing how many I can get from each one is very helpful too.
Yeah. And something we found out is like people really like patterns with fat 8s because they can cut their precious bundles and they still have half of it, to preserve, to pet.
So we don't want to use all of our pretty
exactly.
fabric.
It's kind of,
You gotta save it for something.
you are going to start every time on the right again with all the shapes. So you are going to line either the diamond, and remember if you read diamond, it's the diamond that is aligned. It says diamond here. Or the left side of the triangle. And then you cut, and you need to remember to also cut the point. The angle is there, but you need to do that. And again, for the first time, if you have the handy rotating mat.
Which I love that thing.
And we're doing the half hexes right now. So it says half hexie, and it's the shape there.
Yep.
And you just align it. And again, you need to remember to cut the point as well.
And I love that what you just did was remove that little bit. It often gets chewed up under the needle, or it gets caught on something, or my feed dogs push it one way or the other. So now that's gone.
And then when you are going to align the shapes, if you have the points here, you need to center or see how they should go. But because they're cut off, when you align the shapes, they're going to align perfectly, and you know where you need to sew the 1/4 inch. Right? And even when, if you are experienced, you probably can say, okay, this is a 1/4 inch. Not everybody can. So it really helps to accuracy throughout building the blocks on the pattern.
She's really cutting parts for me to sew later. Like when I get home, I'm going to sew these and be like, she helped me cut my clothes.
And then you rotate it upside down to cut the other one, but you do need to remember to cut 2 points here because you want all the points off. So when it's upside down, you need to cut. You got the little one here. I'm really comfortable cutting that like that, but if you don't, you can just rotate it.
That's why the rotating
And
mat is so great.
Exactly. Then we go with the diamonds. Okay.
Hold on, we lost this again. I'm just gonna hold it.
You can align the left side of the triangle or the diamond. I like the diamond because it says diamond, so it's really easy.
And that dark line is lining up on the top of the
Exactly.
strip, so you know you're on there exactly straight.
And with all, you start the same way, so it's just, and then again.
It took a little getting used to.
And remember, we were walking down the strip with the half hexie and the diamond. With this one, we're gonna dance down the strip.
Dance. Oh,
You
okay.
didn't know that.
I did not know that. See, this is why I have you come, so you can do this and show me fun things.
You got the right side just like the other ones. You got it there. And then it's like, this is the triangle, this is what you are cutting, and then you're just gonna be dancing like up and down, up and down.
I love that.
So when you are teaching, it's just, so how do I put, no, it's just one.
One or the other. Because it's that equilateral, it's the same on all three sides, so you can do that. Turn and twist.
And that's that
I
was
love
all
that.
the thinking behind the placement of the shape. That's why that on that side, not the other one. And so you don't have to guess where should I go. And then again, cut. You have your points. With the last one, you can rotate the fabric or the ruler.
And line
It's
it back
the
up
same.
again.
Line again. You can cut them at the end, but I find that it's better if you cut them just and
Get
then
them ready to
again,
go right there.
You are gonna align and you have the shapes aligning perfectly on both. So when you sew, all the pieces are gonna be.
So put a strip back up there again. I got one more tidbit.
Okay.
So she's doing this little dance. So a lot of people maybe know or have forgotten. Our grip is designed so I can move this around until I'm in position, and then when I give a little bit of pressure, that ruler's not going to go anywhere. Oh, and you don't have to stand on it. You don't have to give it superhuman strength. It's that fingertip control, just a little bit of pressure, and it's all set to cut again. So especially with what she's going to show you next, with that fussy cutting, this comes in very handy.
Yes.
You want your flowers? Yes, ma'am.
Can you mix and match the shapes on one same strip?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, there you go.
Repeat the questions so people can hear it.
Can we mix and match the shapes on one strip? Or do I have to cut all triangles or all diamonds? Show me some magic here, okay?
You can cut all the 2.5 inch shapes and the half hexagon from the same shape. So you had your triangle. I need you to move that top.
Sorry. I'm so intent watching what you're doing.
I know.
It's all fun in Houston.
I'm sorry I'm in your way.
And then again, you can do the half hexagon in the same strip. Cut.
So depending how long my strip is, I can get a lot of pieces out of one strip.
And then we can cut the diamond all in the same strip.
There you go.
And you have your 3.
There's those 1, 2, 3 cut from 2.5 inch strips.
And then the complete hexagon, you do need to cut it from a 4.5 inch strip. And with the whole hexagon, you can also do the fussy cutting. So if you have,
Oh, that's a beautiful fabric.
I know that's okay,
So pretty.
like that, so you can center your hexagon and you have the dotted line, so that's what you are gonna see, everything that's inside. So you can center it perfectly wherever you wanna.
Or off center it if you want that too.
Yeah, that too. And then when you cut,
You have a seam allowance.
yes, and you can see the seam allowance that is gonna be outside of the shape you wanna cut, and then you can cut the sides. I need to. I'm sorry.
No, don't apologize. We're in tight quarters, and I'm holding the microphone so they can still hear you. So you're just readjusting to get back on where you want it to be and cutting the other sides.
Always the tiny thread that you don't want to roll. And then you get the flower center perfectly as you want it to be.
Beautiful.
And that's it.
Beautiful. Okay, do we want to show them some samples, and then maybe there will be questions about some of what you showed them?
Okay.
And we can go from there. Which one would you like first? And I'll get it.
Let's do the small.
Okay. So I have to clarify, this pattern is not out yet.
Yes, this one is. That's
The little.
Yeah, that. I mean, this parent.
Your
they have the
instructions
two
have for
sets.
both.
Yes, they're both in
Scratch
the same.
that. Rewind. So she has this pattern called Hexie Bunch, which uses the full hexagon and triangles and diamonds too,
Yes,
correct? So there's a bigger quilt, but this is the smaller version. And I should be doing that. Let me hold it and you talk about it.
It's okay.
So, some of my favorite things are glittery fabric, and I don't know
That's
if you
what I'm
can
here
see
for.
it, but that fabric she's used for the background has got a little sparkle to it, which I absolutely love. And this is a smaller version, so it could be a wall hanging.
And you got all the shapes with the tool.
Correct.
Everything except the borders, but all the shapes are cut from the tool. And it's fat quarter friendly, and each flower is a fat quarter.
And the way you've constructed it, I can see full hexagons and half hexagons that when sewn together look like a full one. So that print that she's used, you'd have to look up close to see where the seam lines are, but it's all straight line sewing. There's no Y seams, which I think people are really going to love.
Are going to have Y seams in my pattern just because I don't like them.
Right.
So,
And you made it so it's not. So the big Hexie bunch is on top.
okay, this one is.
I'm feeling a little bit guilty that you're doing all of this
No, it's okay.
this heavy work.
I got it.
Okay.
That's what I'm here for. Yes, I can. No.
Okay.
She doesn't trust me.
Yes, she does. So this is Hexie bunch.
And this is the big version. And that one is this bundle.
Oh yes.
So each flower is a different fat quarter. And Checker carries the bundle as
We
well.
do.
So,
And they put that together just for you, right?
yeah. They have it at Robert Kaufman. If
Yep.
you want to see, they have different quilts made with the bundle.
And there's another sample hanging there that they can get up close to if they want to,
Yeah.
which is very fun. And this is the first time that I know of, and I've only been here for 3 years plus a few months, that what designer has worked with a fabric company who is sponsoring her and displaying these patterns in their booth too. So normally you just get to see it here, but this year you're going to get inspired from a couple of different vendors on the floor. Poppy Cotton is diagonally across the hall from us. They've got one of
They
her
have
samples.
The Hexie ones, the-
Yep, out of different fabrics again, so you can see 3 different ways of putting it together, which I think is a huge treat here at the show. Okay, what have we got next, Mariana?
Okay, this one is Jolly Tree. It's that one that you have there.
I love the tree. I love it.
And this one is Fat 8 friendly, layer cut friendly, or you can use your scraps as well. And it's great for fussy cutting because you can display. And again, this one uses only the tool to cut all the shapes, even the background.
It's cut into the shapes.
Yes, and you have the option to do just a plain background or do like
The low volume, is that what they call it? So I can see that up close. What you might not be able to see on screen is that all of these are hexagons and triangles too to make up the background, and there's all these different prints. So if you've been collecting some low volume fabrics for Christmas or any other holiday, what a great opportunity to use some of that up. So you can see she's fussy cut. Oh yeah, look at the bear right here. That is so cute. And there's an octopus on the other side, and there's some sweaters. So as she's cutting those individual hexagons, she's fussy cutting them, which just means being picky about where I'm cutting and making sure that what you see in that fabric is what she wants to see in the quilt, which is really fun.
And even
Very
this
fun.
half hexagon down here.
Oh, yeah.
That it seems like too big to be made with a ruler.
But
It
it's got
is-
some parts to it.
Yes, because it's a half hexagon and then
And a
two
couple triangles to
So
make
you
a bigger
it-
half hexagon.
But it's everything cut.
Right.
Thank you. Thank you.
And there's more. Hang on. So Cut Loose Press is also part of the company that Creative Grids is. And Cut Loose Press patterns were kind of designed in order to help promote the rulers. So every time a ruler comes out, especially if it's a specialty template like this, we request that they do something for Cut Loose Press so that we're promoting each other. And that's where you're going to find this one. It's called Candy Lane. And I'm going to let her tell you more about it.
This one is made with 10-inch squares, like layer cakes
Yep.
or the like. And you have half hexagons, triangles, and the hexes. This one you can fussy cut as well.
Yep.
But if you don't want to, it's just regular yardage works as well.
I can see this in Christmas candy and Halloween and Valentine's candy, maybe even Easter,
I'm
birthday.
making a Halloween one a little late.
Oh, that's okay. You've had a few things going on.
And then, of course, you also need yardage for the borders.
Right.
It's the only
Which is the need for one more ruler to cut the strips for those borders, and that's not a terrible thing. Sabrina, don't even worry if they don't go back in the same spot right now. We'll deal with that later.
And then
It's kind of fun to rip it all apart and put it back together.
this is coming up.
Yes, this one is coming, so don't look for it on the website yet, but
But
keep
it's
an
coming
eye.
very soon.
Yep.
But we just wanted to show we're committed to the tool, and you will keep finding more stuff.
So the first shape is not cut with the tool. You're going to use another ruler, but you're going to use the tool to trim that jewel shape.
But you're gonna have both options.
Yes.
To use just this tool or to use two rulers, whatever you want. And you can pick. You can decide when you are making the pattern what
Right.
is easier for you.
But I absolutely love the hearts, and I love the colors that they're not traditional Valentine's Day hearts. It's all the colors that you love in there.
And if you have a shop and you have a few orphan balls, you can just cut your fat quarters and then you make your bundle.
Right.
Here I have like 4 different brands, not even designers, but brands. And they're all mixed up and they all look good together. This one is really old and this one is very new, and it doesn't matter because they all, you arrange them and
Well, and I think a lot of quilters do that. They combine what they've got left over because they love it. Shops too, you might have a bolt here and there that you need to companion something with. It's all in good fun. And yeah, and this one, if you asked me which one should I start with, I would tell you this one, and this is why. You're getting all of the shapes in one project. So she's got you cutting whole hexagons, half hexagons, diamonds, triangles, more triangles for this whole quilt. She's done it in solids. I have some fairy fabric I'm going to fussy cut for those whole hexagons, and then some coordinating fabrics that came with it. Some of them are really sparkly. I might do those for the diamond shapes, and I might do them for the triangles. We'll just have to see. But this one's called Hexie Fun, which is super appropriate.
Actually, if you look at the back,
Very fun.
and you can actually see the shapes pretty well.
Yep. Yep.
You've got plenty of,
And that's part of the fun in quilting today, is that you've got all those different things.
Yeah.
and that's you buy the tool.
Yep.
Buying the tool.
This ruler.
And,
And
then you
then-
have all the companion patterns, and you have 2. Where are the cut loose?
Yep. Yep.
You have,
Do you, does this come in different
The
sizes?
cut loose press
No, it's
one's
just
right
this.
behind it.
and you make all these quilts with this tool.
Ta-da!
And you have the
And you have the
instructions.
directions for it?
Yes, the directions come with the tool, but also if you get any of my companion patterns, the instructions are inside as well. So you
I
see
have tons of your
those are the best rollers.
you know.
And these
wall is
patterns-
falling down.
Yeah, mine
Yep.
too.
This popped
So
out of the
I
back.
show
You
you-
design these? You're the designer.
Isn't she fun?
Yes.
So, and if you lose them, you can always go to the website and you can download them if you ever need them.
Or you email Creative Grids and say, I can't find my directions, and I hook you up with whatever you need.
So how much is this?
$21.99 retail. Don't ask me cost because I don't have that memorized.
I know, it's 11 cost.
Okay.
Okay, so I have a question. They make the Hexie all together in one? It's
Yes.
Because I have a half Hexie ruler right
Yeah,
now.
no, yes.
So this is a...
You can do half hexie if you want, but you can do the complete hexie as well.
So you're getting the whole hexagon. This dark line here gives you the half.
She needs to see the thing.
Right.
Okay.
Which one? Who needs to see?
She needs to see the one that had the. Did you see the one with the?
So
it had a star.
this is a
diamond?
complete
So that's our
hexagon.
whole one. Yes.
Then let me see which one is the. This one is 2 halves
Okay.
here.
Yeah.
This is the triangle.
And that's this.
Yes.
Yep.
I mean, when you can read the word, that's where
That's
your
the shape
triangle
that it
is. With the diamond, see how you cannot read it this way? You gotta put it like this, and then there's the diamond, and the half hex is there.
And here's where I admit I flipped it the wrong way, and that was the bottom of my triangle. But luckily, it worked.
What's a
It was.
triangle?
yeah, it's
I know.
and it's a
Technically, this is the
Lateral.
triangle, but I used the dotted line
Yeah.
by accident because I was tired and I was rushing.
Oh. Like all of us.
yes, exactly all the time.
Yeah.
And the cool thing is that when you cut the shapes, you are cutting off the points. So when you
yes, okay.
sew the shapes together,
You don't have all
you
those.
don't have to guess. I mean, what's the
Right.
center
Have any
of
little
the
ears getting
triangle?
caught.
It's
Right.
just it goes perfectly
Right,
there.
with the ruler I have right now, we have to go back and cut off those
Yes.
ears.
And I especially love when you're hooking them to the diamonds. That all lines up to stitch, and then you've got a half hexagon when you press that over. So she's come. Yep.
better.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can grab them and take them.
This one shows you all the shapes.
That's
Exactly.
the one I
Here
want.
you
Did
have
you
the
see
3
it?
shapes.
But
This is the half hexie, the triangle, the diamond, and then the whole.
incorporating that.
Yeah.
Sometimes you look at it and you see the star, and sometimes you look at it and you see.
You're
And
right.
depending of how you use the fabrics,
Yes, yes.
you can see the negative space as the positive
Right.
space. And
Right. I love that.
And there's a little bit of trimming at the end to clean up these edges. But
Yes.
very little. Everything is really cut to size except for those outside ends.
and the,
But
and
that's
the
those aren't
points
terrible either.
That
If
Yep.
you don't, if we needed them for the school, can you buy here?
yes,
You can
You
place
can
an
buy-
order.
Place an order.
Yep.
yes,
But not
Uh,
direct to it.
but they
Right.
ship it to you.
But they what ship it?
Yes.
Yeah. So during quilt market, for us, because we don't sell to consumers,
Right.
and we sell directly to you guys, the shops, so you have to place an order. You get that special discount this weekend for doing that. And the reps are at the tables back here. If you want to do it online by yourself, that's fine, but make sure you talk to one of the reps so they put your name on a list to make sure you get that discount.
Minimum order.
I don't know. My job is creative. Finances, that's
I
them.
can tell it's the creative.
Here's one of my cards if you want.
It's the best place for me because numbers aren't really my thing unless I'm measuring and putting parts together. I can figure yardage for a quilt faster than I can balance my checkbook. So
I can do math fast, and you can put it in your calculator.
Absolutely.
But, yeah, but don't ask me some that.
yeah, I'm with you.
And here you
I'm
can
with
see
you.
the half hexie
Yes.
and the complete hexie.
I love that.
And the
Okay, and the ruler name is
4-in-1 Hexie,
4-in-1 and Hexie. Perfect.
and it's on. It should be on the. I think it's on the back.
I will go talk to the rep in just a minute. I know we need to stop.
Do it,
Thank you.
and
And
you
also,
get
let me show
that
you
ruler
something.
information right on the back.
Okay, 4-in-1 Hexie. Thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely, I did that.
Oh, Do you feel like you've said the same thing a dozen times this weekend
That's
already?
what you do all the time.
I know.
That's
I
your
know, but
job.
that's part of the fun too, because
I
you get
know.
new people that stop by.
Being a mom.
Yeah. It is practice being a mom.
Is it okay to take one of these?
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah,
so much.
absolutely. So we do have some.
All of the
Here's the flyer with
Thank
all
you.
of her patterns. Yeah.
patterns.
Oh, please.
And you can take these ones as well.
Okay.
So,
And then you were looking.
and her patterns are available through Checker. I think all of them are, or do you have some that are not?
I think almost all of them.
Okay.
If you want one that is not there, they will order them for you.
Yes.
Fantastic. Awesome. Thanks,
And
guys.
and
Thank
all of
you.
her patterns are constructed like this. She's made it easy to assemble.
You can take a look.
You end up
inside
doing
if you
straight
want.
line stitching to put them together instead of Y seams to make them fit, which I find a lot of quilters really like that because they don't like Y seams.
People
I
want
like a
simple.
challenge, but
Yes.
I like a challenge, but not at
Yeah.
midnight on a.
I get it. I get it.
You can take this one.
Oh, I've got this one right here.
Yeah. But this one is the pattern, and this is the
That one's
cover
just the
because
cover.
I need to show.
Okay,
this one.
perfect. Then this is the one I'm going to take.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
That is awesome. That is awesome. So one thing that we can mention too is that if you come to Creative Grids with a ruler idea and we end up doing it, we do the work together.
Yes.
However,
Yes.
we take care of the manufacturing, we take care of the doing the artwork. She gets final say on what happens, and we went back and forth several times with some of the features, but that's all good
But you
because
get-
we each come at it differently. And then when it finally goes to production, you're not having to order
you so much.
all this
You're so
inventory to
nice.
store at your place. It
Thank
stays
you.
at Checker, and we advertise all over the world for your rulers. So it's kind of a nice setup
Yes.
that you get your ruler
and
made.
you have someone that knows how to do the things. I had the idea and I have the design, but to get it out there is another world.
Right.
So having someone that knows how to do that and can help you, but still listening to you and letting you do the deciding is so important.
Which is super fun. And that's fun for me too because
We
I
had
get
fun.
to try new things and I get to help test things as they come in, which I love to do. And usually I end up with enough parts on some
do
level
another
to
quilt.
make a whole nother quilt, which will be really great. I can see this Hexie fun that you showed us before, the one that we've cut the whole hexagons, half hexagons, diamonds, and triangles. That's one of those projects that you could be cutting parts over a year's time
And then
of
put it
your
together.
leftovers from a project and then end up with this huge quilt that's all of these fun Hexie shapes to make this Hexie fun quilt
And it
that
will
just
look
grew
all
and grew.
scrappy.
I know. I think that would be really fun. And I do have some low volumes, but a white background or a black background for all of those star points that show up as
Yes.
that secondary pattern is very cool.
Yeah.
So, how are we doing on time, Miss Jessa?
36.
Oh,
good.
okay.
We're good.
It's very good.
Yes.
So, you may hang around and talk some more if you
Yes.
want.
Okay.
We can talk about the other new things we can throw in as a bonus for the rest of the time and circle back around to recap. How's that
Perfect.
sound?
Awesome.
All right.
I
Don't go
supervise
too
you
far
now.
here. Do not go too far. Can I pin this on now, maybe? That's okay. So part of the fun of coming to market is you don't get enough sleep before you leave. You have to get on an airplane, for us really early in the morning. Well, it's early for me anyway. But we also get to gather things that are new within the year's time since I saw you here last. So I want to show you a couple more things. I'll be right back. Does that pick up enough sound? Okay. I'll try not to bump that off the table like I did before. So since I've seen you last, we came out with a 10-inch curvy log cabin. And this is the quilt that I brought with to show you that. It is a traditional log cabin block but using narrow strips and wide strips. And look at the fun that happens in those blocks. Turn it this way. So just by color placement, for instance, this one is gray for the narrows and gold and white for the wide strips. Look at the fun design that shows up in there. So this quilt has kind of a twisted look to it called silver and gold. There are Kirby log cabins as small as 4 inches. There's a 4-inch, a 6-inch, an 8-inch, and now the 10-inch. So you can combine these with the other rulers in our lineup. So if you purchase some of the other log cabins at another time but want to add another shape to it, those Kirby blocks are really fun to incorporate in there. This is my weekend. Okay, from Krista Moser, we have this 60-degree diamond tiny, which I just call it a tiny diamond. Her largest one does an 8.5-inch strip, and then there's a 4.5-inch, and now this one is a 3.5-inch. This project is called Oh Say Can You See? It's a cut loose press pattern. And we're cutting all kinds of shapes with that diamond ruler that are not diamond shapes. So you can see there's a lot of versatility in that ruler. And I'm going to cut from strips. I think they were 2.5-inch strips if I remember right, to get all of these fun shapes in here, to get the triangles for the stars, I forget that word, it's not parallelogram, the other one. Trapezoids for the stripes across. I literally pulled reds and whites out of my scrap box in my office. Sometimes I have sample cards left over from when the reps come to visit you, and I get to dig through them and keep what I want to make something out of, but that is a great one to do with this tiny diamond. She also has a Dancing Dahlias pattern that I'm going to show you later in the weekend how to cut those parts. But there's always something fun coming. Brand new, only came on the website this week, so it's not on the shelf yet, is the Hunter Star trim tool from Deb Heatherly. So if you are a frequent flyer on our website, make sure you go to the Creative Grid section and check this out. You're going to be able to do 3 different size blocks, all with the same tool. You're making 1 unit at a time, and you need 4 units to make a block that looks just like this. We've got the grip on there, the cutting chart is on there, the QR code is on there to get you to the Creative Grids website to see the instructions and things like that. I'm sorry, I just smashed that. I just hit it with my arm. You had a funny sound on the other end. I'm very sorry. Also fairly new in the line is our rotating mat. So it's a 14-inch grid on here. Total of like 14 3/8 inches from edge to edge total, but from this side I can see the numbers right side up. If I happen to be standing over here, there are numbers right side up. Same for here, same for here. So I can rotate this and use it, and it doesn't matter where it is. I can always see a set of numbers facing me for easy measurements. It is a simple turntable, and there's a foam backing to the back so it does not slide around on your table, which I absolutely love. The top, of course, is our self-healing material, and if you are having trouble that the grooves are not healing, make sure you get our scrubby mat from Gypsy Quilter. That's going to scrub those grooves to get the dirt out so that the mat can heal. A lot of people don't realize that it's not magic. You have to make sure the debris is gone from those cuts in order for the mat to do its thing. Sometimes it takes a few minutes, sometimes it takes almost a week for a really bad groove to heal. But it cannot heal if there's dirt in there, so make sure you keep the surface of your mat clean, and you will love the results of that. So, in a quick hour, that gives you a little taste of what my life is like at Checker Distributors. And Checker owns Creative Grids and the Gypsy Quilter. It owns the Karen K. Buckley line of products, and we have a brand new line called Callie Dell that you should absolutely check out. Callie Dell is a line of interfacings. Right now we've got 13 different interfacings. They're all fusible. We have more styles coming, so don't think this is it, but that's the kind of stuff that I get to work with every day at my job. So back to Mariana and her ruler. And now she's busy talking over there, so let me get her attention. Come back. So for those that maybe just tuned in or missed the beginning, Mariana Diaz is here from So Mariana, and she is our newest creative grid designer. Here's one without the instructions. Oh, here. So her 4-in-1 Hexie has been very, very fun to work on. And I keep laying my arm on there. I'm so sorry. For those that are watching, I apologize. I'm used to having it clipped on us, or we're holding it or something. So we're making it work though here at Market. But she has done 4 different patterns for us so far. One of them, Hexie Bunch. Oh, well, there's all of them that she's done that just showing you now. So Hexie Bunch, you have 2 different options for sizes. Look at the large one and the smaller one back here. She's got the samples.
I'm gonna show you the small one.
Oh yeah,
the big
do.
one is like
Do. So here's another quick peek at the smaller version, which this would be a cute baby blanket, or a cute wall hanging for your office or sewing room or wherever you want to go with it. But all done with the same ruler. All of the shapes, except for the border strips, are all cut with the same 4-in-1 Hexie ruler from Mariana.
I want to show this.
You're going to show the tree?
Yeah.
This jolly tree pattern looks like this. She's got a couple different color variations on the back. Super, super fun. This one she did a lot of fussy cutting for the shapes. And you can do that with this ruler because this dotted line just inside the grip gives you the boundary for what you're going to see after you assemble the quilt. So this little guy down here for sure, look at the little bear. She just put that in there and checked out where the center of that was so that you would see the bear in the middle. And then there's triangles for fillers, and the background is all hexagons and triangles too. And I think you can see they're from all different low volume fabrics, which just adds so much fun to the project. And it's not traditional Christmas, so it could be out longer because it's not Christmas. Or if you did it all in greens, it could be an evergreen tree that's out in the woods or whatever you want.
Oh, we have the
Candy
Lane.
So Candy Lane.
This one is with cutlass press.
Is what?
Is with cutlass press.
Yes. So cut loose press is where you're going to find this pattern called Candy Lane, and it's got whole hexagons and half hexagons, all cut with the same tool. The triangles and then borders to finish. And honestly, folks, this could be any time of year. I can see doing this for a birthday party, finding some of that cute birthday fabric, or even camping because people are so into that.
And no white seams, never white seams.
Yep,
in the
no
pattern.
white seams at all. It's all straight line piecing and assembly when you do it, which I think people are really going to love. And what else do we need? One more look at. Want to show the big Hexie bunch?
Okay.
The green one is by... So that smaller Hexie bunch we showed you before. Here's the bigger version. Again, all done with whole hexagons, half hexagons, and triangles for all of the assembly. I think, is your background all on too? Nope, that one's got bigger pieces. But you could not have, oh yeah, give me that. Oh, I've got one up here too.
Okay.
If you look on our website, Kaufman did a fat quarter pack, and it's got So Mariana put on there, but these are all the fabrics that she used for this pattern, which again, I think is a great bonus that one of our ruler designers is working with a couple of fabric companies, so they've got samples in their booths with her patterns that we're selling that need the ruler. So it all kind of works together, and it's all a lot of fun. And I look forward to seeing all kinds of things come from you.
Thank you so much for watching.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you, Maria.
You are very welcome. And I think that might be all for today. I'm not sure we're quite at an hour yet. Oh, I might be short of about 10 minutes. Let me get Chessa and see if there's any questions that came in while we were talking. Can you see, are there any questions or anything that came in maybe? Okay. Well, we're going to wrap it up just a few minutes early because there's things I want to save for the next live that I don't really want to talk about here now.
When is our next one?
Our next live will be at 2 o'clock this afternoon. I've got Tracy Perks from Rope and Anchor Trading Company coming. And I'm going to ask her about the rope and anchor, so you're just going to have to wait and see what that's all about. But she is a pattern writer like Mariana is, who Tracy hasn't done a ruler with me yet, but she uses some of our Creative Grid rulers when she's making her patterns. So we're going to talk a little bit about pattern writers working with Creative Grids and the promotions that happen because you do that. So make sure you tune in at 2 o'clock to meet Tracy. And she is actually going to cut a project using one of our rulers that I'm not going to tell you which one just yet. And I'm going to take it home and make it. And she's excited about that, and I am too, because it's kind of fun to meet a pattern designer and then make one of her patterns. And she says it's so easy. So let's see if she's right. And we're going to have a lot of fun in a little while here again. So thanks so much for tuning in.
Thank you.
If you don't already follow us on all the social medias, make sure that you do. And you can find me at Creative Grids and at Checker Distributors. And we'll see you all again real soon.
Thank you.